My lovely Aries, this is your horoscope for March 2025, and March will be happy month, believe me. When I looked at your chart, it was just mind-blowing. It's amazing month. March in general will have two, not one, but two happy eclipses. Now, eclipses can be also very positive, which is, such a present, such a gift from the universe to us in 2025. We deserve it all. And especially you guys, you will have one eclipse in your sign, which will be stellar, which will be just amazing, just a star. And it's happening in your sign. Something big is coming your way, my dear Aries. Now, let's begin with Venus. On 2nd of March, we have Venus retrograding. Now, in March, we'll have two planets retrograding, two personal planets, meaning we feel those planets when they retrograde. Some things might go wrong, some dates, some numbers, but it's all fine because you know what? Eclipses are much, much influential and bigger topics in our lives that there it will be unfolding in March, and they will be super positive, super amazing. Now, let's talk about these two planets that will be retrograding. First one will be Venus. Now, Venus retrogrades every 18 months, so roughly speaking, a year and a half. Venus is planet of love and beauty, meaning March will be no-go for, plastic surgeries, no-go for medical surgeries or anything related to beauty. If you'd like to change your appearance, better to do that after April 13th, because that's how long Venus retrogrades. 40 days, 40 nights. Just keep this going. Stay with your routine, like beauty routine, for a while until end of April, basically, like mid of April, okay? So don't change anything in your appearance. Don't make radical haircuts because you might regret it. You might not like the result. So better to postpone all those beauty procedures, and especially, plastic surgeries. Now, Venus will retrograde from 2nd of March until April 13th, and it will retrograde in two signs. First one, it will be you guys. Venus will be in your sign already, touring, glamoring you, making you star of all the events, making people look at you when you enter the room. But as soon as March begins, it goes backwards, meaning it will slow down. It makes us to think, to rethink, to reshape things. Especially for you guys, it's about your appearance. If you've been thinking long already to change something there, just don't rush to do it in March. I know it's your birthday month, my dear Aries, and April too, but do it after the period. Believe me, it will be the best. For now, Venus is giving you to think, actually giving you time to think for what kind of color, what kind of shape, whatever related to your appearance there you would like to have anew. So do that during this period. Plus, first house is all about priorities. And Venus is also a planet of money. Now here, some of you guys might think about where to direct your money flow or from where to get that financial stability. And Venus here to retrograde for you to give that time to redirect your finances, maybe to spend less or vice versa, to pour money into something which is important, into some other priorities. So here everything will be about prioritizing the most important things and deprioritizing less important things. Maybe after May, better to if some things are excessive or if something is not working, better to pour your finances into something which is urgent, super urgent, or something that needs your attention. Now, Venus in general rules your house of love and also your sort of self-assessment house, self-esteem house. And here it's a strong suggestion that whole March, seems like more approaching your birthday period, more you will be thinking about where you stand in this relationship, if you are in a relationship, if you are in a marriage especially, and what are your value there. Are you valued in this relationship? What's your esteem, let's say? What is your priorities? What is your self-esteem? Also, is that person respect you? All these things, it seems like Venus will give you quite a lot of thoughts on that. Now, after end of March, like 27th of March, Venus, when it's like moving backwards, so it will crawl back into your 12th house. Now, 12th house is all about private house. It's a shadow house, everything that we do behind the doors to no one, like telling no one, everything we do in solitude. And Venus here suggests you will go back after March, and first half of April, you will strongly sort of will be busy with your past sort of projects, or maybe you will be getting, you might be traveling somewhere where you've been before and where you enjoyed a lot. Because Venus is all about these beauty things, spa, massage, and 12th house is somewhere far. And also 12th house is where we sleep. It's a hotels and also isolated places like islands and nature. Seems like you might be heading towards your birthday somewhere where you're gonna relax and where you've been before, most probably. Now, the second planet, it will be Mercury retrograding as like half of March, 15th of March. But of course, we all know when Mercury retrogrades, we already feel it 2 weeks before. There is this thing called shadow period of Mercury. There is a more detailed about Mercury retrograde on my YouTube. If you're interested about, go to my YouTube and check those Mercury retrograde periods. It's all the same, what to do and what not to do. And of course, one of the things, not to make any important business deals, not to seal papers, because Mercury is planet of commerce and trade, and plus it's a communication planet. Everything that we write, we promise, we say, all the words, it's ruled by Mercury. Now, even before Mercury starts retrograding, we will already start feeling it together, probably with Venus. Now, even though Mercury will start retrograding on 15th of March, but it will retrograde like sort of overlapping with Venus retrograde until April 7th. So you see, basically whole March and first half of April is no-go for any beauty procedures, any business deals, which are important, or any medical also procedures. If you can, then postpone those things. Better to postpone. You will be more happy, believe me, with the result if you do it later dates after this retrogrades pass. Now, these two are the last to retrograde in 2025. As I said before, first whole first half of 2025 until almost May, we have all the planets retrograding, personal planets that we mostly feel. They manifest in terms of directly, like in our life, with events, with situations, with people get, let's say, lost. You might lose some things, you might forget some things, and things getting postponed, rescheduled, canceled, all these things. And of course, flights also gets all sorts of mishaps and kind of little misunderstandings happening during this kind of retrogrades. And whole 2025 first half was colored. First it was Mars, and which is freshly direct now since February 24th, and then then goes Venus, and now Mercury. So please, if you can, wait with all those important decisions, all those important things until May, if possible. Now they will finish their retrograde almost at the same degree, and both of them, they start retrograding in your sign, my dear Aries. Now Mercury will be in your sign too, in your first house. Also giving you even double dip of rethinking, reshaping yourself, sort of. There will be such huge emphasis on you, like on yourself, related to your plans for your future, for your projects, and also related to appearance. Seems like a lot of you guys might not be happy with how you look or some things there, like maybe your haircut, maybe your style of wearing clothes. But just wait. So again, I'm repeating again, just wait until possibly second half of April to make the better decisions. For now, these two planets are giving you deep dive of thinking, rethinking, reshaping yourself, how you want to look, how you want to come across to people. Also, it's all about, first house is also about our attitude, how other people see us. What's your image? Also, now first house is also priorities on a more deeper level, what's your priorities, what's your future plans. All those things are first house. Now, end of March, Mercury will also switch to your 12th house, meaning, again, you see Mercury here, it's a sort of a very fast and travel planet. Mercury in ancient legends, it had like, he had because it's portrayed all the time, he wings, uh, like attached to his ankles. So you might actually travel. Together with Venus, there is a strong emphasis. A lot of you guys might travel for your birthday to somewhere where you've been before and somewhere where you're gonna relax, mostly like massage, or even like sort of traveling to some islands, spending time in a hotel, in isolation. Of course, there is also indication it might be a surgery too, because 12th house is a surgery house, and being isolated at the hospital, some of you might also go through this kind of period in your life. No worries, all urgent things, medical things, of course we don't look at the planets, but if it's not urgent, I suggest you to postpone. Now, let's talk about full moon lunar eclipse, which is hitting on March 14th, right before Mercury goes retrograde. Now, this, March, I love March because, as I said, two eclipses will be amazingly positive, and this one will happen in your house of work, in your house of health, also in your sixth house. Now, eclipses, they are strong. Now, I'll have a whole separate video on both of these eclipses, so stay tuned for that with more, let's say, deeper and more detailed information for you. But here I would like to mention that eclipses are always strong. You might get the messages already 3 months before and 3 months after. They're like, they're not like regular full moons. They are 10 times stronger. Eclipses, they are always stronger, and they're like elevators of our life. They have a power to instantly bring you somewhere, like to a different path of your life, which will be completely different, completely shocking also. Sometimes eclipses bring this kind of situation, but because it's a happy eclipses, these are happy eclipses, they bring amazing positive dose of energy here. And energy is crazy here because it's a 10 times stronger energy, and it's in your sixth house, something that you wished for, especially those of you who wished like promotion or a new job title or a completely new job offer. You will get that offer, especially those of you who are born 12th of April plus or minus 5 days, because this eclipse is hitting 23 degrees. Now, all of you guys who has 23 degrees planets in Aries, you will, be affected the most. And always check your moon sign and rising sign, ascendant too, because those are super important. Mostly these, horoscopes are written for rising sign. So check your rising sign and moon sign too. Now, during this full moon, we have Uranus, planet of surprises, shocking news, together with Mars supporting that full moon. Now, Mars is your ruler, my dear Aries, and Mars will be an amazing position to support full moon. Mars stopped retrograding last month, and it's slowly but surely becoming stronger and stronger day by day. But to the fullest strength, it will be back by May only, 1st of May. But still, Mars has crazy energy to it. That's why it will have amazing beams to send to that eclipse, and together with surprise a moment planet. So something surprising might be, even if that promotion is hitting your table or new job title, you will be amazingly surprised. Seems like you won't expect what's coming with this eclipse, and Uranus will be in your house of money, and Mars will be in your house of family. Now, in family, might support that. Plus, your, of course, salary will rise too, because Uranus is hitting that one. Now, even though we have during this eclipse Saturn opposing, that eclipse from your house of past, seems like, Saturn will remind you about hard work, whatever is coming your way, whether it's a new job or whether it's a job offer or a new title or a new assignment, new important project. That project will, sort of have also quite a lot of responsibilities and influence. plus it will be heavy to accomplish, but it seems like you will be happy anyhow. My dear Aries, you are not the guys who are afraid of that. You will go for it, I'm sure of that. Plus Saturn here will briefly remind you that it will take a lot of time and effort to take up that job, whatever is coming your way, my dear Aries. Now, anyhow, Uranus and Mars, both of them, they will mitigate that Saturn. Seems like you won't be paying attention to that, to a lot of assignments that is coming together with that position or title. Seems like you won't be paying at all to attention to that, that you're going to spend late nights, a lot of effort, just you will be happy with the promotion. Now, because it's a sixth house, it's also house of health. For some of you guys, if nothing is changing at your workplace, even though, a lot of Aries will feel this eclipse at the workplace, it might be related to your health. If something was going on there, and full moons are about, accomplishments, they finish things. And if there was something going on around your health, this full moon will help you to finish that journey. And your family will be supportive and happy. Plus, you will have the finances to cover that medical expenses, seems like. And this eclipse will deliver positive news related to your well-being. Now, for some of you, it might be about also, daily routine and schedule, sort of, because sixth house is all about what we do every day. It's sort of a routine thing. And here, plus it's a solving problems house. Seems like you might solve one or two of your problems with related to money or related to your real estate, because Mars is touring your real estate. Like if you've been building, for example, a house, seems like around this full moon you might finish that finally, and money also will be left out. You will be happy, or even you will spend less money on like finishing building that house, for example. Or if you've been renovating it and it's been already long, then around this eclipse that journey will finish, that story might finish too. Now this is amazing one, and it might be related to your colleagues, everyone who work under you, your assistant, for example, or at home, for example, like nanny or cleaning ladies, let's say some assistants. It seems like those people you might have a moment, let's say, of a surprise moment, something going on in the life of those people, and you might celebrate something. Or it might be related that they might actually quit their job, but it will be unexpected, and that's why you will have a lot of responsibilities, like let's say more responsibilities, more to deal with if those people leave their job, right? But at the same time, it seems like you will be happy, some sort of story coming to an end. It might be that they are moving somewhere, or for whatever reason, they might finish the story in their life. I mean, in your life, their story in your life. Now, Sun is moving into your first house on March 20. Finally, happy birthday, my dear Aries. For you guys who are born in March, spend the birthday. I always say that birthday time is the most important, even more important than any new year. Even though we will have a new year in March, which will be the spring solstice. Now, the during the birthday is the most potent time to make our dreams come true, to make the intentions for our solar year. Now, solar year is the year that starts from your birthday until next one. So make sure to celebrate it. Make sure to be in a good mood. Make sure to have positive intentions, positive vibrations around you, and people that you love and that love you. Make sure to celebrate it in amazing place. Also, it's very important. Place also very important where you're gonna do your solar birthday, because vibrations vary. And if you would like, you can come to natal chart reading so that I can advise you which place is actually the happiest for you to celebrate your birthday this year, because it's always different year to year, place to place. It's all about degrees in astrology, some sort of math. Now, let's talk about second eclipse, which is happening in your sign. March 29th, we have new moon solar eclipse. The most positive, the most amazing one of the favored, one of a kind. And this will be, one of the best eclipses of 2025 and for the last 10 years. Now it's happening in your sign. You will be the stars of this eclipse, my dear Aries, because Pluto will support it. Now, Pluto is a planet of transformation. It's such a deep planet, and to support eclipse, it's very rare. And this one is supporting it, meaning something faithful is happening. And eclipses, they usually bring situations which are fated, which are our destiny. They're like elevators of our universe. These are tools, of universe to use to push us to make us better, to move to better life, better circumstances, and of course to make that decision that was already hanging out on the air for a long time. If you're unable to do that, then this eclipse comes in and makes those decisions for us. And this one will be happy one. Now, those of you who are born 28th of March, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this eclipse. But because eclipse is such a strong, it's like it has 10 times stronger than a regular new moon. We will all feel the effect of this eclipse. Now, those of you who have planets, let's say at 8 degrees, you will be affected the most. Now, Pluto will support that from your 11th house. Now, 11th house is your wish house. It's where we wish for something. It's our dear dreams, something that we plan for future. And your wish is coming true. New moon is a new energy. Something new is beginning there. It's a perfect one. At the same time, this eclipse's ruler, Mars, and your ruler, it will be in your 4th house. And plus, it won't be retrograding. It will be direct. Will receive amazing beams from another karmic planets, Uranus and Saturn. Those two, they are karmic, and they are, looking at this eclipse, and Pluto and Uranus and Saturn, they are an amazing aspect, and they are very active at this eclipse. Seems like destiny is coming your way. Actually, to all of us, destiny is coming. And because those planets, they operate more on a spiritual level, more on a transformational level, and more, on our spiritual growth and how we think, how we operate, a more subtle way. And Uranus will be in your house of money, and Saturn will be in your house of past and rest, and also subconscious mind. Something is coming to a beautiful end related to, sorry, not end, something is beginning, because new moon is at beginnings. Something is beginning at your home. It might be news about pregnancy, or you might give birth, for example, or you might move to some country, to a new country, because 4th house is about, citizenship. It's about changing your citizenship location where you live, and it's about country. It's not about a city to city. Most likely it's about country. You might also move in March. Always remember that eclipses, they bring situations already within 3 months they appear, and 3 months after also they appear. So allow this eclipse, this sort of 6 months. Seems like during this period, a lot of you guys are moving to another country. And for some of you, it might be related to your real estate or house. You might buy a home, let's say, whatever it is, like apartment or house, or you might sell it. Whatever is that, it seems like it will be happy purchase, because it's amazing eclipse and universe is supporting you, and it will be somewhere far. It won't be the place where you grew up, let's say, or where you're born. It will be somewhere which is very far, and plus you will have enough money to buy it, something that you wished for, Now, some of you guys, for some of you, it might be related to your mother's life. If you say it's nothing happening in my life, then it might be that your mom, for example, moving somewhere, or let's say she's buying, let's say, apartment or getting married, like, those big things. Eclipses, they bring like one of a kind sort of situations, when what we do once in a life or twice nowadays, depending, like situations that change our life, of course, like directly and unexpectedly. And whatever will be happening, it might be related to your mom, and of course it will directly relate to you, will affect you. my dear Aries. Now, as I said, fourth house is a house of family. You might decide to get married, for example, or someone from your family might drop the news that they are getting married. Like it's a family composition, is changing. Sort of number of people in your family is getting bigger because it's a new moon. Some new person is coming there, or either it might be your siblings, let's say, pregnant and might share the news too. So something which is very positive and very like related on a personal level happening there in your case, my dear Aries. Amazing one. The best eclipse possible. Congratulations with that. And March 30, we have another big thing going on. Neptune moving into your sign. Now you see how your sign is very, very emphasized during March. Seems like there will be quite a lot of introspective work for you to do. Thinking like spiritual growth is happening. Plus Neptune, such a spiritual planet, is coming into your sign by the end of March. But Neptune sort of, like it will be like a movie. It will give you a preview, sort of a trailer of what's to come in the next 14 years. That's how long Neptune stays in one sign. But this time it will shortly dip into your sign to give you the preview, to make you get ready, because it will be back into your sign in January 2026. But it will stay from March 30th until October 22nd of this year. So during this period until October 22nd, or pretty much end of October, you will get to know what Neptune is bringing for you in the next 14 years. After January 2026, it will stay 14 years. Now, Neptune is planet, spiritual planet. It's a planet of magic. It's a planet of imagination. And it will give you this sort of imagination and magic in your life. You will feel it instantly. Now, this is very sort of once in a lifetime transit. It was never in your sign in our lifetime. Last time it was there in your sign was back in 19th century, from 1861 to 1875. Now, I will make about this Neptune in your sign, my dear Aries, whole separate video where we will talk about what was going on historically also for the whole planet, so you might get glimpses of what's going to happen in the next 14 years, and also personally for you and for each sign. Well, I will make a whole separate video, so stay tuned for that. You see how March is a huge and one of the most important months of 2025. Now, Neptune, for the last 14 years, it stayed in your 12th house, which it rules, and it was pretty comfortable there. Now, from 2011 until like this time, it was in your 12th house, giving you a lot of insights, like spiritual insights, a lot of spiritual growth as well, because 12th house is a spirituality house, house of subconscious mind. A lot of you guys might have tapped into your subconscious mind, connected to your inner self, connected, like healed, let's say, your wounds also, childhood wounds. You worked a lot on, like, psychologically, let's say, mentally, meditated. A lot of you guys might have gone through meditation sessions or psychological sessions, and all those, therapies you might have got interested in. For the past 14 years, you've been busy healing yourself, finding ways to connect with self. That's how Neptune operated whole 14 years. And it's amazing that you have had this kind of period, because Neptune is a planet of spirituality and magic. You touched the magic at some point in the last 14 years. And Neptune is also connected to ocean. It made bigger your subconscious mind, sort of your intuition grew together with you, because Neptune gave you this opportunity to connect with your intuition and to guess, let's say, everything that was happening around you, everyone that was happening around you, and your intuition never failed because Neptune was there. Now, in general, it never fails, actually. It was just Neptune sort of a linking there, more easy for you, tapping into your intuition, sort of into your inner powers. Now, from 11 and 12, in the 12 houses also might have given, let's say, some health concerns for some of you guys. Now, that journey might end. And exactly that journey might end with that eclipse, which is happening March 14th in your house of health. Because Neptune, is a planet of also drugs and addiction. So if you had addiction for the past like 14 years, you had also opportunities to get rid of them, because 12th house is the house of getting rid of them, releasing things. It's much easier for us like release things when some planets transit our 12th house, especially those addictions. Now, anyhow, I'm gonna speak more in detail in that video, in a whole separate video about Neptune in your first house, in your sign, my dear Aries. So stay tuned and always check your rising sign and moon sign too. Happy birthday, happy upcoming birthday, my dear Aries. Wish you amazing month. Love you all. Bye bye.